But I want to start by mentioning, what is Gusto and also what are we most proud of? We're proud to serve over 400,000 companies today. Do we have any customers in the audience? We're honored to serve you. If you ever have feedback on how we can get better, please let us know. But this is our due north. When we think about technology tools, AI is a tool, it's a technology. We don't use it for the sake of it. And a big part of our mission at Gusto is how do we bring the best possible technologies, tools to small business in particular to make their life easier and better. A lot of companies, especially here, will focus on larger enterprise. We really see huge opportunity and huge need in helping and serving small business especially. So with that backdrop, we're going to get a lot into AI technology, some of the stuff we've learned, built, how we approached it. But I really wanted to start by really getting to the core of a belief we have at Gusto, and maybe hopefully many of you share, which is companies don't exist for the sake of it. Gusto, we did not start this company for our benefit. We exist to go fix something, to go serve our customer and solve a pain point in their life. When we think about the journey of a small business owner, especially, a huge amount of that pain ties to compliance. It ties to the different rules, requirements, regulations, local, state, federal. The US in particular is more like 50 countries than one when it comes to all the different rules and requirements a business owner has to navigate and go through. And so our discussion isn't about how can we go use AI for the sake of it. It's, in particular, things like compliance and all those rules and requirements. How can we make that easier, simpler, so that a business owner doesn't have to worry about those details in the journey of growing their company? So there's two tracks to the conversation we're going to go through, and this is how we really think about the way this shows up for our actions. One is that we are, I think, in our view, navigating a pretty massive paradigm shift in how software gets used. So we would call this, we didn't invent the term, but we describe it as the conversational interface paradigm shift. And I think all of us are familiar with using web workflows, whether it's in a native mobile app, on a desktop, in a laptop. The power of a conversational interface is that it is more accessible, more intuitive, and for a lot of different tasks, it actually is just a better experience to have the customer, and we've all used ChatGPT, Gemini, et cetera. You just kind of start talking and saying what you need and want. And the software, you don't have to figure out where to click. You don't have to figure out which page to navigate to. You don't have to figure out which flow to go through, even if it's simple and easy. You just literally say and tell what you want, or the system asks you, prompts you, and it creates a more guided, more intuitive journey. Now, in our view, this doesn't replace all types of software. To be clear, we're investing a lot of time in the Gusto web app, in our mobile app. You're going to hear shortly about Gus, which is our conversational interface. We think they work in conjunction with each other, but the whole point is to make the use of software, the use of Gusto, easier, more intuitive, and simpler for, again, a business owner who's really busy, really strapped for time, doing 20 different tasks, and obviously wants help to do it faster. The second track we'll talk about is automation. And that's just the ability to literally take tasks or jobs and automate them, whether it's for Gusties, which is what we call ourselves, so members of our team, we'll talk about that, or for our customers, where think about something you spend 5, 10 minutes on. If it could just be done automatically for you, time savings is cost savings for a business owner, and that's also very magical. So with that, we're going to dive into conversational interface, and I'm going to pass over to Eddie.
I'm really excited to tell you all about Gus today. You could think about Gus as your small business's executive assistant. And Gus is not just any normal chatbot. Of course, it's going to do things like answer questions that you might have about Gusto, but it does a lot more than that as well. Gus can generate any number of reports for you, and then also take it a step further to analyze those reports and give you some really critical insights about your business. It can also save you time by you telling Gus what you wanted to do. So for example, if you tell Gus, hey Gus, I'd like to approve Sally's time off request, Gus will look up Sally's time off request, give you some details about the dates, and ask you to confirm that approval. And if you say yes, Gus will, on your behalf, approve those time off requests. There's also tens of thousands of compliance rules that apply to small businesses. And it's really hard to know as a small business which ones apply to your specific business. But because Gusto has so much information about our small businesses, Gus is able to tell you exactly which ones apply to you. One of the things that we offer is scheduling. So we help tens and hundreds of thousands of small businesses with setting shift schedules for their hourly workers. Now, there's actually a lot of compliance behind how to set shift schedules. For example, what kind of breaks you need to give them, how long they need to work between breaks, how long they're allowed to work in a single day or across the course of an entire week. Gus, if you just ask it to, will set up the ideal shift schedule for your small business, and then you can sort of tweak it afterwards. So Gus is already being used by hundreds of thousands of small businesses to save them time, to help them get critical business insights, and to help them to stay compliant. And I'm happy to announce that as of last week, Gus is generally available to every single one of our customers on Gusto's platform. I'm really excited because over the past 10, 20 years, we've seen it become easier and easier to start and run a small business. And I'm proud to say that Gusto is a big part of what's enabled that. But at the end of the day, with all these amazing SaaS tools that have proliferated over the past 10 to 20 years, it's still someone that needs to operate all of that software. And our goal with Gus is to take as much of that work as possible so that you, the small business owner, can just spend as much time on the things that you love about your business. So how did we actually build Gus? I'm sure you're interested in hearing a little bit of how we actually built this internally.